Hi, I'm Rohit, and welcome to my channel where we talk about self-love, soul love, and divine love. Today we're going to be talking about perfection versus being flawed. Now, in an earlier video we talked about making mistakes, but I'm now bumping this up to the next level. We are all flawed, and we all want perfection. It's a dichotomy within us, and it's really hard to resolve. So we keep trying to be perfect, but we discover we're flawed, we're not perfect, and then we're really hard on ourselves. So let's take a look at what to do about that. I'll be with you in just a moment. Why do I say we're all flawed? Because that's the very nature of who we are. There is not a single one of us who is perfect. You might think you want to find a perfect person. You might think that somebody who's very accomplished is perfect. You might think they have it together. But when you go deep inside, as I often get to do with my clients, and when I get to work with them and I find out, the truth is everyone thinks that they are flawed and they are imperfect. But at the same time, we have this aspiration for perfection, for being amazing, for being fantastic. We all have this aspiration. Why? I'm going to give you a very simple insight that I've had to come to terms with. There is a part of us that is perfect. And that part is what some have called the soul, or the essence, or our actual, true, authentic self. There is a part of us that is perfect. This part of us experiences happiness, joy, love in a way that we're not able to experience, but we have a desire for this perfect love, for this perfect happiness that nothing can sully or take away, for this perfect existence, for this perfect body. We have this desire. Where is it coming from? And why is it universal? Why does everybody have this? My point to you is that if it is something that is universal, that exists beyond race, beyond color, beyond religion, beyond everything, then it's something so fundamental to us. And that thing is coming from our essence, our soul. That soul is by nature perfect and will never be flawed. However, our human mind, body, ego is flawed. We were trained by imperfect programmers. Think of this as a computer, and our parents and teachers as the programmers of this computer. They didn't know what the heck they were doing. They had no idea how to program it. So they messed it up. Now we go for therapy and we try to seek help and we try to find ways in which to untangle the mess that was created by either friends, peers, teachers, or parents. So we're messed up because of that. We're also messed up because we do a lot of stupid things, right? None of us gets it quite right. We're often fumbling our way through life trying to figure it out. When you look at some people, they seem to be fumbling less. Maybe you think they're more together than you are. Whether they're more or they're less, the fact is none of them is free from flaws. Every one of them has flaws, whether they are physical, mental, or spiritual. So when this is such a universal fact, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to just sit there and complain and be miserable? Are you going to feel like you're a victim? Oh, I didn't have a great parents and I had a horrible life. Are you going to beat yourself up? Are you going to go into depression and despair? Or is there a better way? A better way can only be found when we change the dynamic that we have with ourselves. You see, what you haven't given to yourself, you cannot give to another. A friend of mine recently said to me, this whole self-love thing you talk about, it's utter nonsense, right? You just got to love others. And I said, no. This person was quoting me something from the Bible and saying that, no, it's about loving the other, right? You got to love your neighbor as yourself. And I said, do you notice that the last part of that sentence says, as yourself? You love your neighbor as yourself. That means you got to love yourself first before you'll know how to love your neighbor. I said, do you know why? There's great wisdom in here. The reason is that if you haven't learned to love yourself, then you won't know how to love another. There's no template, there's no format with which to do it. After all, the people who raised you were very conditional in their love. They were very judgmental in their love. And if that's how you've been raised, I know I have, then you're likely to do the same to yourself and to others. So you've got to change the entire template inside. What you haven't given to yourself, you cannot give to someone else. Just like, for example, if I don't have money, I can't give money. If I don't have knowledge, I can't give knowledge. What I have not given to myself in terms of love, in terms of respect for myself, in terms of truly honoring myself, I cannot give to another. So what does it mean to love yourself? Now you're flawed and you're talking of loving yourself. That means you've got to learn to love yourself with all your flaws. Not in spite of, not if you change, then I'll love you, because that's all conditional. It's to love yourself as you are with your flaws. Isn't that how you'd like to be loved by someone else? Isn't that how others would love to be loved by you? As you are. That is where acceptance comes in. I accept you as you are, with all your flaws. I'm not going to try to change them. I'm going to accept them. I'm going to embrace them, even though they're different than how I am. Because you're going to look at me and you're going to say, well, you're not perfect either. You got your flaws. And I'll say, you got your flaws. And we can fight over our ideas of how you should be, and you can tell me how I should be. No, let's get over this whole thing. And let's start with acceptance. Once you have acceptance, then you can begin the journey to love. That kind of love is what we call unconditional love. What does unconditional mean? No conditions. I'm not going to love you if you do this or when you do that. No, I love you no matter what you do. I love you regardless of your flaws, regardless of your mistakes, regardless of the things you mess up with, because we're all going to mess up. We're all going to be imperfect. The Japanese had a beautiful way of dealing with flaws. They had this thing, I believe it was called wabi-sabi, but maybe there's other names for it as well. When they had a cracked vase, flawed vase, which most people would just throw away, they would take gold and decorate it inside the cracks. Inside the part that got cracked, they would put gold, real gold, 14 karat, 18 karat gold. And they would highlight it then and decorate it, like really highlight those cracks. What if we could do that for ourselves? What if we could celebrate our flaws? What if we could honor our flaws as part of the process of evolving and growing into better human beings? What if our flaws were here to teach us the meaning of true love, which is unconditional love? And if everything was perfect, it's easy to love someone who's perfect, right? You got the perfect person, they make no mistakes, they do nothing wrong, they have no flaws. So easy to love them. Where's the challenge? The challenge is find someone who is imperfect, find someone who's flawed, see those flaws, and then love them with all of that. That's the true test of love. That is the true authenticity and the power that love has in it. So discover that within yourself and then see what happens. I think it's a fabulous journey when you stop looking for perfection in others and start looking for loving their flaws. Practice it with yourself first, because that's where you will develop the template. You will develop a new way of relating to yourself. And once you establish that template in here, then you will easily be able to live that in your relationships with others. Try it out. It's a very powerful method of working with yourself and with others. It will change the nature of your relationships, and it will make you love yourself in a way that has never happened up till now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for watching my videos. If you're liking them, please go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I would love to hear your comments. I want to know about your journey. Did you try out what I'm talking about? Have you done it in the past? Maybe you try it after you hear me. How did it work for you? Did you succeed? Did you fail? I'd love to hear all of it. Where was your struggle? I'm here for you. I respond to all comments, and I would love to hear from you. It means a lot to me. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.